This is what it is, okay? I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the tea.
Tony's place. What's up?
Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
This is a massive global machine that involves tens of thousands of operators across the globe. So I could go shut down 50,000 human traffickers tomorrow, and there will be 50,000 more in a week from now if we don't convince the American people to stand up and help me neutralize the elements in our government that are facilitating that.
In the spirit of assumed formlessness for that law of power, and in the spirit of the constant ever-changing data in there called the amorphous archive. Curated leaks in there are the sensational DNC, John Podesta, and Hillary Clinton emails, indisputably authentic, detailing some of this corruption.
Don't comment on who our sources are.
Well, I make the suggestion about a young guy being shot in the streets of Washington.
Excuse me, Seth Rich with the DNC.
Who worked for the Democratic National Committee to expand
I think some of
voting
you have
rights.
spoken about projected ballots.
I rise today with a heavy heart. Seth was just 27 years old when he was killed this past weekend, the victim of an unknown
Get
shooter.
better access to
I was
data
told
that tells
that your
us why ballots
sons
are
downloaded the emails from the DNC server and sold them to WikiLeaks. And Mr. Rich said, like, Ed, we already know that. That's not new information to us.
Broke into the DNC.
Definitely had involvement in the American election. Russia.
We have to understand how high the stakes are in the United States.
This is a nuclear Armageddon bomb for the Democratic Party. The media's just really done a good job suppressing this.
WikiLeaks, and she said one thing.
Oh, no. All right, let's see if we can get Congressman Collins back. Obviously, we just lost the satellite feed. That sucks.
Remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media.
We should stop focusing on WikiLeaks.
Assange released 50,000 emails. Any angle you want to go at it from. The corruption section. Countries were bribing the Clinton Foundation to get taken off the state-sponsored material list.
And pay to play on a global scale, as you were with the Clinton Foundation, you need a means of communication.
Companies were colluding with that, promising them we will let the Americans negotiate like we do in other countries. There's the electioneering section. They rigged the election against Bernie. Obviously, they did that again.
Officials don't have to be in a position where they are running against grassroots activists.
Everybody has to run his or her own campaign. And I feel very good about where we are.
Paid money to accuse Donald Trump of sexual assault by proxies of the Clinton campaign.
Organize.
And malicious intent.
Used a phrase that's a euphemism for assassination just days before Scalia's death. Justice Scalia was found dead.
Over his head.
There's a media collusion section. If you're into that, the DNC could literally call the New York Times and veto something. AP, the reporter was literally offering, if you wanted to steer us away in this other direction, we'd be happy to accept that.
The root of the word news is new, but sometimes the biggest news of all is what hasn't changed, what is still happening.
Race, gender, incitement.
Conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to Many African Americans fear
The Clintons made a official Robert E. Lee Confederate holiday.
this complex matter.
Like one that didn't exist that they just made.
I can hear you. Some of you in this room.
Then there's the war files. They took 2 wars to 7 wars.
What does the word unsolicited mean to you?
It means that I did not ask him to send me the information that he sent me.
Any other info about it? Question mark. What are you hearing now? Question mark.
Massacre of the dark political
One
art.
of Hillary Clinton's top operators for a long time. Sidney Bliswell, 00 Sidney. He would fly around the world and he would use the cover of being an academic. Direct quote, humanitarian motive offered is limited. Read the poems, win the war, no way out.
Why was she so demonstrably enthusiastic about the destruction of
Saw? He died.
Libya, more than anyone else's war, was Hillary Clinton's war. That's documented throughout her emails.
Another interesting section there is there's these Google psychology weapons that they're making for the CIA. So they can build these really complicated psychological profiles. The examples are like Hosni Mubarak and Bashar al-Assad. They're mapping out these human networks of these guys. They can feed them with these algorithms the information it's going to take to eventually get them to defect and just to get spooked out and to leave the country. Psychology weapons designed for use in foreign theaters of combat are now being turned around and directed at the American population.
I helped with the Obama campaign in Chicago, not on the political side, but on the operational side. And the Obama campaign used data modeling of one kind or another to try to target voters, and they did so extremely well.
In the Obama administration, they called it nudging. They can nudge you in one way or another.
who really got Donald Trump elected?
He plays a major role in dark to light for the world.
Trump won for one very simple reason, and that was that Hillary Clinton was absolutely reviled by her own voters.
Conspiracy theories, but I hope you all have something to eat and something to drink.
The reason she was reviled by her own voters, she's a woman, or isn't because people are racist,
This vast right-wing conspiracy,
or anything like that. The reason she was reviled by her own voters is because they saw her emails.
Why are you subjecting me to this?
We saw her emails because of a precursor operation to QAnon I like to call Operation Burnback, to flood hyper-targeted sections of social media
That was his operation.
with salacious email clips from Hillary Clinton and the DNC.
We finally finished House of Cards. Took a while.
And it worked like a charm.
Another murder. I mean,
Don't
really.
listen to the internet trolls and the Pharisees that are the naysayers and the deniers, that they want to do everything they can to cause everyone to look away from this information. It is vital to our awakening.
The FBI sent a SWAT team to my house and raided and threw me in federal prison because I told my followers to call and email a major corporation.
Responsible for handing over Hillary Clinton's emails.
Next target is Datto,
Manage my words carefully through this.
the tech company hosting the Amorphous Archive.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We think we have something that we don't want to have.
Datto has decided that they want to cover for the corrupt CIA and arbitrarily took down the Amorphous Archive.
Why did the FBI not search the Datto device in its possession for Hillary's deleted emails?
Support at Datto. If we don't aggressively move to protect our rights, those Silicon Valley tech giants will most certainly win the election against us.
On the FBI's intelligence and alert
If you
stuff.
managed to sleep last night,
NJ9119 Austin Steinbart versus the United States of America. The District Court of Arizona has been contained and not yet charged, not yet arraigned, and not yet indicted for any crimes.
But if there's ever a person that deserves to be elevated to what we may call a hero,
Constitutional rights are being grossly violated, and this action of injustice
I
is
cannot think
egregious.
of a person more worthy.
John Brennan, James Clapper, Mike Hayden, and the rest of the goons from the CIA and the intelligence community have said we have no evidence that Russia's involved in any of this, and encourage people to ignore this evidence on the grounds that Russia had manufactured it and that the evidence was fabricated, even though Russia was not involved in any of this, and nobody, certainly not even Joe Biden, disputes that these emails are completely real and authentic. From the very first days of the Trump administration, even before he was inaugurated, devoted themselves to sabotaging the administration because Donald Trump questioned just a few of their pieties, and that can't be done in Washington. Whoever does that must be destroyed. And so the CIA and the deep state operative became heroes of the liberal left, now in a full union with the neocons, the Bush Cheney operative, the CIA, Silicon Valley, and Wall Street. That is the union of power, along with mainstream media outlets that are fully behind the Democratic Party, which is authoritarian. They believe in censorship, and they believe in suppression of information that exposes them in any kind of a critical light.
Operation QAnon would be 0% possible without Elon Musk's help.
Freedom of speech is fundamental.
Elon knows me very well.